Your brain is the most powerful tool you own, but are you making it stronger? Every day is a chance to sharpen your edge, build new connections, and unlock your potential. Don't just live, evolve. My name is Professor Alex Horniak, and this is ACEMED Minutes. Train your brain. Why has socialism, despite its promises of equality and fairness, often failed to deliver? Today, we're diving into the psychology behind socialism's struggles and why human nature might be its biggest obstacle. Let's break it down. Socialism is built on a beautiful idea, a society where resources are shared equally and everyone works together for the common good. Sounds great, right? But here's the catch. Human psychology doesn't always align with this ideal. Let's start with one of the biggest challenges: incentives. Psychologists have long studied what motivates people, and a key driver is the reward for effort. We are wired to strive when we see a direct benefit. In socialist systems, however, this link is intentionally severed. When everyone is supposed to receive equal rewards regardless of their contribution, the incentive to work hard and innovate often disappears. Why put in extra effort if the outcome is the same? This is the free rider problem. When people realize they can benefit from the system without contributing their fair share, productivity takes a nosedive. But the problem doesn't stop there. To combat falling productivity, the state must enforce work, concentrating immense power in a ruling bureaucracy. This power corrupts. A new elite class emerges, like the nomenklatura in the Soviet Union. While the masses face shortages and long lines, this privileged group enjoyed special stores, better housing, and exclusive health care, a stark contradiction to the egalitarian ideals they preached. The system designed to eliminate classes simply created a new, more powerful one. Now let's talk about another psychological phenomenon, the tragedy of the commons. Imagine a shared resource like a communal farm. In theory, everyone should take only what they need, but in practice, people tend to overuse shared resources because they don't feel personally responsible for them. This leads to depletion and inefficiency. In socialist economies where resources are collectively owned, this mindset often results in widespread mismanagement and scarcity. To combat this chaos, a centralized authority often steps in, promising to manage the resources for the good of all. However, this concentration of power creates a new, more insidious problem. The individuals in charge of distribution, the planners and party officials, become the new gatekeepers. A new elite class with absolute political power in the Soviet Union inevitably emerged. These privileged few enjoyed special stores, superior housing, and luxuries completely unavailable to ordinary citizens. The system, intended to create a classless society, ironically birthed a new, more powerful ruling class, living entirely separate from the people they governed. Scarcity creates another psychological issue: resentment. When resources are limited, people start to feel that others are getting more than their fair share. This breeds distrust and competition, which ironically undermines the very idea of equality that socialism aims to achieve. Here's another psychological hurdle for socialism. Humans naturally form hierarchies. These hierarchies are based on ability and capability. In a socialist system, these hierarchies are based on political connections. People often encountered leaders who had no ability or capabilities to achieve meaningful goals. Studies show that even in small groups, people tend to organize themselves into leaders and followers. Socialist systems often aim to eliminate hierarchies, but this goes against our evolutionary instincts. Without a competent leadership or accountability, decision-making can become chaotic, and corruption often creeps in. The groups in power will try to remain in power by putting their relatives and friends into powerful positions without any education, talent, or merit. And speaking of corruption, let's not forget the role of power dynamics. In many socialist regimes, power becomes concentrated in the hands of a few, leading to authoritarianism. Psychologically, power has a corrupting influence. It's called the power paradox. Leaders who start with good intentions can become self-serving, prioritizing their own interests over the collective good. Finally, let's talk about the tension between the individual and the collective. While socialism emphasizes collective well-being, this can clash with our innate human wiring. In a socialist system, the life, will, or achievement of an individual is overruled by the collective good. We are driven to value our personal goals and freedoms. We form groups based on objective values, not on scripted ideology. Psychologists call this self-determination theory. It explains that we thrive on having autonomy, competence, and a sense of individual purpose. Suppressing these needs doesn't just make people unhappy, it can stifle innovation and motivation across society. This suppression also creates a paradox. In the name of eliminating class, power becomes highly centralized. A new elite often emerges, party officials and bureaucrats who control the state's resources. They live by different rules, enjoying luxuries denied to the general population. This concentration of power, without checks and balances, becomes fertile ground for corruption, transforming the promise of equality into a reality of systemic hypocrisy and oppression. Many modern societies have adopted elements of socialism, like universal health care or public education, while maintaining incentives and individual freedoms. The key might lie in finding a balance between collective responsibility and personal motivation. In the end, socialism struggles aren't just about politics or economics, they're about psychology. Understanding human nature is crucial if we want to build systems that truly work for everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and never stop questioning what you know. Thank you for choosing ACEMED to train your brain.